If you've ever wanted to cook Caribbean food at home but don't know where to start, then this video is for you. Today I'm going to share with you some of the things that I keep on hand in my pantry, in my fridge, that makes cooking Caribbean food and Guyanese food very easy and accessible at any time. A lot of Caribbean dishes start with the same basic ingredients, so keeping these things stocked in your pantry makes it so much easier to pull together a lot of these dishes. So I'm going to show you what I typically keep on hand. I almost always have these ingredients stocked in my pantry, in my freezer, and it makes things so much easier. The first thing we're going to talk about is rice. As a Guyanese, you can imagine this is something that I always have on hand. This is a staple for us. Growing up, it basically was a meat, a vegetable, and over rice. I like to keep two types of rice on hand. Typically, I'll have parboiled brown rice, and this is typically our staple. And this is what I grew up on, whether it's to make cook-up rice or to just do regular stew and rice. This is what I grew up on. I like to have long grain white rice as well, because I like to have my curry with white rice. I don't know about you, but for me, curry has to go with white rice. And as you can see at this point, I'm cooking more white rice than I am brown rice. I have this 50-pound bag of rice. So I usually just fill this container, and it comes with this little handy scoop. It measures it, and yeah. So these are the types of rice I typically keep on hand, and of course it makes mealtime very easily. And another thing I forgot to point out is that white rice is also great if you're going to do things like fried rice, dishes like that. Typically we use white rice for that. Another thing that I like to keep on hand is a combination of dried and canned peas and beans. Typically, I'll have split peas. Of course, we need this for dal. We use this in palori and dishes like that. Chickpeas is another one that I always have on hand. Whether it's dried or canned, I have it on hand because I like to stew it. You can put it in curry, make curried chickpeas. You can make cook-up rice with it. That's what I love about the beans and peas. You can stew it. You can put it in rice, you can cook it by itself, you can make different dishes with it. I also like to keep black-eyed peas, pigeon peas, red beans, or kidney beans on hand because we'll make rice and peas, or another favorite is Jamaican stewed peas. At any point, I can just simply be like, okay, I need to make something, I need to get something on the table. Let me just stew some chickpeas. Let me do maybe some chicken and chana curry or something of the sort. And of course I have black beans because I do like to stew this as well. Next up, we have our flours. And of course, flour is a pantry staple for anyone. If you want to bake something, you're going to need flour. I like to keep a combination of all-purpose, self-rising, and whole wheat. They all have their own uses. For example, if you wanted to make like a honey wheat bread, that's where my whole wheat flour comes in. Of course, we have our all-purpose flour. You can use these for cakes, bread, plat bread. I use this in Guyanese plat bread, bakes, pastries. You know, of course, when I have to make my pine tarts and cheese roll and all of these things, I need all-purpose flour. And then I also have a self-rising flour. Now, this can be used. I have two recipes for roti. So you can either make roti using all-purpose flour and baking powder, or you can do a combination of all-purpose flour and self-rising flour, because self-rising flour already has the baking powder, it already has the rising agent in the flour. So you can use this for bake, you can use it to make, like I said, you can use it to make roti, you can also use it in cakes. So this is typically what I have on hand just to make things easier. And of course, as a Guyanese, we have a lot of coconut products on hand. So I'm going to show you what I typically keep because, I mean, we use coconut milk for a wide array of things. We use it in rices, as in cook-up rice. We do need coconut milk for cook-up rice. We'll use it in porridge, things like that. So I typically have some of this on hand. I also have coconut cream, and I have it in two forms. I have it in this can form, and I also have it in this block. For me, if you're going to make cook-up rice, using some of this with the coconut milk gives you the closest to a fresh coconut. Now, unfortunately, when you're no longer living 2 steps away from a coconut tree, you have to buy it at the store, and who knows how long it's traveled, and sometimes it's just not good. So I also like to keep grated coconut on hand. Now this is great if you're going to do something like pone. Even if you want to make coconut milk, fresh coconut milk, you can use this in place of buying a whole dry coconut, and then chances are it's probably not even good. So if you haven't considered it, this is a great option to keep on hand as well. Another thing that I like to keep stocked are variety of milks. We have sweetened condensed milk. I also have evaporated milk, and this is not a must, but it's nice to have powdered milk. So we use condensed milk in a lot of things. It can be used to make fudge, in drinks like Guyanese punch, or we can use it in porridge to sweeten our porridge, or oatmeal porridge. I just shared that recipe. So this is a West Indian staple, and it's very good. It's delicious. Also, evaporated milk, again, we can use it to make macaroni pie, my mom likes to use it in her tea in the mornings. You can use it to make fudge. So this is another thing that I keep on hand. Same thing with powdered milk. Of course, you can use it as intended and make real milk with it. But we like our little snack of a little bit of powdered milk with some sugar. Also, you can use this to make the Guyanese white fudge, and just a couple other recipes as well. You can just add this in to just give it just take it up a notch. And I'm Guyanese, of course. I'm gonna have cashew on hand at all times. This is a staple for us. We use it to make, at Christmas, of course, to make pepper pot, but sometimes you just use it just to add a little bit of color and a little bit of flavor. My mom showed me a way to do it, like when you stew the fish, to just add a little bit of cashew, and it gives it such a nice depth of flavor, but it doesn't taste like it's pepper pot. You can use a little bit in your cook-up rice if you want to give it a little bit of color. So this is a staple. I am never without cashew. Next thing is this Chinese sauce. This is something I tend to buy over and over and over again, because if I'm making Guyanese style fried rice or chow mein, this is what I use. And this is different than just using soy sauce, because it has like 5 spice and those things in it. So it does have a unique flavor. And I don't use this as much, but a lot of people like to use browning. Typically when I do brown stew chicken or something like that, I do the caramel with the brown sugar or white sugar and oil, and I burn it. But some people like to use this. So this would be something else that you might consider if you're a bit intimidated by making that browning yourself. So the next thing we're going to move on to is all of my spices. Of course, this is the base of so many recipes. This here is typically where the flavor is. Now let me start with the most important ones, the ones that I always have on hand. You should already know, because I'm Guyanese, so curry powder. So I have 2 sets. I have this duck and curry powder, which I like to keep on hand. It's spicy. It has a lot of flavor. There's a lot of the spices already mixed in. And this is another brand that I like to use, Lala's curry powder. And I also have another set. So depending on what I'm making, I might do a different combination. Some spicier. Some of the curry powder, one is spicier than another. Some has more of a yellowish tone. This one here does. This is the one that will stain your nails. I know it might seem a little bit excessive, but is it really? It's not. So to support our curries, we're going to need to have garam masala. That's another thing that I keep on hand. And roasted jeera or cumin. These are things we typically use in curries. If you're going to make dal, a lot of the Indian dishes, you might use a pinch of cumin in pulaurie. So this is definitely between the curry and the cumin and the garam masala. These are staples. We're not going to be without these ingredients. I also have, I know everything just looks janky. I know this is not the most aesthetic pantry spice organization, but this is a working pantry and we live here. So this is my dried Guyana fine leaf thyme. This I like to use it when I'm making cook-ups. It just gives you that taste of home. So I like to keep that on hand as well. Speaking of a taste of home, I also have pimento, the allspice berries. Well, my husband's Jamaican, so you're gonna see Jamaican dishes across my channel. So I do keep things like this on hand just to add into like oxtail, rice and peas, those type of dishes that call for allspice berry. And since we're on the subject of Jamaican dishes as well, I also like to keep, I believe I have it, yeah. I like to keep jerk seasoning on hand as well. I also do the dried and I do the marinade as well. I do have the ground pimento. I keep this on hand as well. Another thing that you're going to want to keep in hand are some spices to put in, like porridge, and I shared cocoa tea and that called for cinnamon and nutmeg and things like that. So I do like to keep cinnamon in hand, and I typically keep whole cinnamon sticks, as well as I also like to keep the powder. Depending on what mood I'm in, you guys, I might use the powder, I might use the stick, but if I'm doing porridge or something, I may use the cinnamon stick. We are also going to have, we use nutmeg for a lot of things. And as you can see, I have whole nutmeg and ground nutmeg. I also have the whole nutmeg that still has the, this is mace, the outside of the nutmeg, that little, let me see, this little webby thing, that's mace. And we'll use mace in our Christmas cakes and things like that. The nutmeg is on the inside of the shell, so I keep some of this on hand as well. But yeah, we do use mace if we're gonna make black cake. The mace gives it a unique flavor. Another thing that I like to keep on hand that's kind of like an honorable mention is some kind of like a meat stock, meat base, bouillon. Typically it's chicken, but I do have chicken, I have beef. There's even goat, and I've used goat before, and it was very delicious. I've used it in the goat curry just to deepen the flavor. It was delicious. But I like to keep this on hand. I'll use it. This goes in so much. You can put it in your rice dishes, in your soups as a base. Obviously, chicken base is what it is. You can use it in your soups. You can use it in stews, but this is definitely something. As you can see, look how big this container is. I got this at Costco or somewhere, but look how big this is, because this is a staple for me. And another spice that I keep on hand that I almost forgot to mention, which again, we use this in porridges and things like that. You're gonna need cloves, and I have them again in two forms, whole cloves and the powder. So depending on what I make, if I'm making a cake or some sort of baked goods, of course I'm gonna go with the powdered cloves. And for something like cocoa tea or porridge, cornmeal porridge or something, I can use the whole cloves. Next up, I'm going to show you what's in my freezer. This is just a few of the things that I tend to keep in my freezer. Let me show you. And of course, I have things like frozen vegetables and such on hand, but I wanted to show you guys my peppers. So I sometimes grow peppers in the garden, so I keep it, and the best way to do that would be to freeze it. But even if I buy it, just to make sure that it's not going to waste, I'll have Scotch bonnet. I like to keep Trinidadian pimentos on hand as well. I like to use this in my seasoning. It has the flavor of a hot pepper, but without the heat, so a lot of flavor. Another thing that I always have on hand, because it's hard to find here, I have wiri pepper. And I have grown this myself in the past, but sometimes, most times actually, my mom brings this up from New York for me. So I just pop it in the freezer, and whenever I'm ready to cook, whenever I need that flavor, I have my bag of peppers. And that's pretty much it, you guys. And if you're just getting started on Caribbean cooking, you don't have to stock your pantry all at once. You can just buy a few basics and keep that on hand. Over time, you will have a stocked pantry. You're gonna have a stocked spice cabinet and so on and so forth, just to be able to make these dishes with ease. So I hope this video has helped you. If you've enjoyed this video, as always, don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this video, and let me know what's that one thing that you always have on hand. Of course, for me, two things, curry and cashew. Let me know what's yours. Thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.